Raise your hand if you're unsure of what the next 5 years in law looks like. There's a reason legal training is having its moment right now, because the ground sometimes feels like is moving faster than lawyers and law firms can keep up with. Did anyone see Jack Newton's keynote at ClioCon last month? Well, as you may be aware, Clio just bought VLEX for $1 billion. And the reason they did that is because now they're combining the practice of law and the business of law with AI sprinkled in one platform. And because of this, law firms and organizations need to train now more than ever, not only on the skills that are needed today and in the future, but on all these new AI tools that are out, as well as the ethical implications behind that. My name is David Schnurman. I am the CEO of Lawline and a proud lifelong learner. I'm also the host of the Lawyers Who Learn podcast, which I will be doing interviews after this in the main hall, if you're interested in that. Lawline is the largest provider of online continuing legal education in the country, but it wasn't always that way. In fact, we've been waiting for this moment for 25 years. You've heard a couple origin stories today, so I'll continue on that theme. So back in 1999, actually going all the way back to 1986, my dad hosted an online, a public access TV show called Lawline. In 1999, he was a personal injury attorney speaking at bar associations doing CLE. It became mandatory in New York State to do CLE, just like many other states have done that. And Lawline became the first provider to work with the CLE regs to do online CLE. The challenge was the internet was young, attorneys were skeptical, and those who can remember in 1999, dial-up. So streaming didn't really do much, but there was hope. Mark Cuban sold broadcast.com in 1999 for $1 billion to Yahoo, so my dad believed. So what was the result those first few years? Yeah, they were brutal. I was right. It was just too early. The technology wasn't ready, attorneys weren't ready. So in this version of Lawline, in 2001, we dissolved the company. But we kept the website there just in case, because we kept trying different ideas. So similar to Isaac, my dad was a personal injury attorney, and all he wanted me to do was be a personal injury attorney or be a lawyer, and it was the last thing I wanted to do. After 5 years being in a sales role at a company called 24/7 Media that was bought by DoubleClick, I realized that I wanted to have a career for the next 20 years. So I felt like I was going to go to law school and be a lawyer. So in law school, I started doing my own public access TV show, interviewing entrepreneurs. And through that, I met an organization called Entrepreneurs Organization, EO. There might be a member or two here that I met before. And I had the idea to rebuild Lawline from the ground up. And that's what we did. And luckily, it was the right timing for technology, and lawyers were ready to now take online courses. So from 2006 to 2017, we grew year over year. And in fact, I wrote a book, which I have 5 copies over here. If anybody's interested afterwards, come to me. I talked about what it was like to be in legal tech before legal tech was cool. I talked about a lot of the challenge that we had in growing a business. So if you're an entrepreneur or a legal tech person, this is a book that will help you in your guidance. Once we got to 2020, everything started to accelerate when everything went online. The pandemic changed the trajectory of what Lawline is doing. What happened was, if you look at the data in the market, online CLE, or continuing legal education online, was about $1 billion market. Overnight, it turned into a $3 billion market. It went from about 30% of firms using online courses to close to 100%. And since then, it hasn't really gone down. It's continued to grow, and it's predicted to be a $5 billion market by the end of the year. So I was living in Spain at the time. We had an office on Wall Street, a beautiful studio. So we had to, just like everybody else, shift to be online and remote, but we weren't scrambling. In fact, our clients were coming to us who had conferences and said, can we do it on your platform? One of the first clients that came to us was a very important one. It was the 1,000 prosecutors in the state of New Jersey who have an annual conference in Atlantic City. So we built an online platform for them to host their conference over a multi-year period, and then we started doing it for a lot of other companies and organizations. From there, we kept innovating. Today, Lawline has served 10 million courses through our website. We have over 180,000 attorneys who've taken these courses throughout the years, and currently we have 45,000 customers who come back year after year to complete these courses for their requirements or just to learn. In fact, we continue to innovate. Today we have an AI assistant that can work as a secondary source when attorneys are doing legal research that takes the 2,000 courses that we have on our site to give just-in-time answers on legal topics. It can work in the specific course, in a practice area, or in the catalog as a whole. We've launched an AI hub that has over 120 hours of AI content that has 7 different learning paths, that is the fastest growing content on our site that different law firms and organizations can use. And finally, we have CLE Concierge. It's a system that we use to help lawyers and organizations get applications through, host it on our platform, and do the reporting for them. And I'm proud to say that AI Assistant and AI Hub both won awards for the Association of Continuing Legal Education, which is the gold standard in our industry. But we kept still hearing the same frustrations. And these frustrations were even these AmLaw 100 law firms who have so many people, their CLE teams were understaffed for the 400 programs they did this every year. They had to do it in every state. They had to do different certifications. And in fact, they were using 4 different platforms to handle all their CLE compliance and hosting and certification. So we listened to them and we went to work to build something different. Does anybody know what this is? It's a Toto toilet. It's a $10,000 Toto toilet. When you walk into the bathroom, it opens up the seat for you. You sit down. The seat is heated. It has hot water. It has a massage. It flushes for you. You walk out, and it closes. So we built the Toto toilet for law firms. It is a turnkey platform called CLE Studio. And CLE Studio takes 4 different platforms that law firms were using before, and it puts it into one Toto toilet. And so one of the things we're seeing right now is we're working with many AmLaw 100 law firms, both in CLE Studio and CLE Concierge, and is our fastest growing product. But this is just the beginning. One of the things that I'm going to try to use some of the learning that I got yesterday and even today, that when Zach Posner spoke at the keynote, he talked about the 3 horizons. Horizon number 1, M1, is what's happening now. Horizon number 2 is the entrepreneur bug, where we're all trying to figure out and we're experimenting how to get through. And horizon number 3 is the vision. And this is our vision. We see Lawline, and we're moving this direction to be the backbone of legal learning. We can imagine a future where Lawline is the central hub, where attorneys come to learn, where firms come to teach, where content and compliance live in one place. It's not only used for internal training, and it's used for business development and client engagement. That is what we have, and that is what we're continuing to build. We want everyone in this room and anyone who watches this on streaming on YouTube, we want you all to be part of it. And here is what we're thinking about when we're here. Who can be channel partners from legal tech platforms? Who are law firms and organizations who want to use this and try this out? If you're a legal tech vendor and you want to do CLE courses and you're looking for an easy, streamlined way to do it, we can do that for you on this platform. And we're always interested in having interesting conversations with advisors or investment relationships. We've never raised money. We're not necessarily looking to right now. We're looking to help get us all ready for this change that's coming, and training is finally having its moment, and that's what we want to do here today, and we're all here together. So I don't even see where the time is. Does that mean I'm out? I didn't even see the time. Oh, the 19 seconds. I have.